up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today I'm reviewing a film that's coming to Shudder today, and that is Impetigore. Impetigore is an Indonesian horror film written and directed by Joko Anwar. You may know him from directing the 2017 film Satan's Slaves, which I have not seen, but after watching this, it is officially at the top of my list. But this was, I think, my first ever Indonesian horror film I've ever seen, and it was a freaking good one. Now here's a little plot for you. Impetigore is about a girl named Maya who finds out she might have a large inheritance waiting for her in the small village where she lived as a child. She travels there with her best friend Dini and discovers the village has been cursed with dark magic, and she and others start to fear that Maya might have something to do with it. When I turned this movie on, I was immediately sucked into it. First, because of the characters of Maya, played by Tara Basro, and Dini, played by Marissa Anita. And both of these women, first of all, are playing such badass, complicated, cool characters, and their relationship together, I was just like, yes, I was loving it. And then I was head over heels for the atmosphere in this movie. It is so freaking spooky in the best way. You kind of get this sense that there are ghosts and this curse just lingering around during random scenes. And there's a couple of ways they achieve that in this movie. One is by sort of leaving you in scenes longer than you think you should be. It kind of reminded me of what they did in Invisible Man, where somebody will just walk out of a shot and then you're still in the shot. And so you have this feeling of like, oh God, is there something I'm not seeing? They're clearly trying to make me look here. And they also do this thing a couple of times that I love, where they take a very still shot that you're looking at, and then all of a sudden it goes to like shaky handheld world. And this is so cool because it sort of changes the perspective, where it's like, my perspective is me as a viewer, and then all of a sudden the perspective is of the evil force, and you don't know when it comes in. It just like automatically is there, and you're like, eh. Something else I loved is that even with all this supernatural, spooky horror going on, we also have kind of a mystery. Pretty early on, we find out that Maya in her existence has some sort of darkness surrounding it. And we don't know what it is, and also she doesn't know what it is. And so not only do we have this journey of her going back to the village she was born in for money, but it's also this thing of going back to the village to find who she really is. Now let's get into a little bit more specifics. So one of my favorite elements of this movie is the puppetry. I don't know a ton about Indonesian culture, but there is this style of puppetry called wayang, and there are these super intricate, what I think is made out of paper, puppets, and they're used in this movie a couple of times, and I think it is so impactful and beautiful and amazing. I do wish they'd used it a bit more to parallel the storytelling in the movie, but either way, it's a very cool effect. And then the last thing I loved, which I have to be pretty vague about to keep this review spoiler free, is just how brutal and grisly this movie is. And it's not even just the supernatural aspects, it's what the villagers as human beings are willing to do to lift this curse that is just so brutal. Oh, I also have to give a shout out to an actress. So Christine Hakim, who plays literally the most terrifying grandmother ever. And I don't even mean in like a spooky grandma way. I mean in like a brutal woman way.
Kesalahan yang harus aku hapus.
She's amazing. I loved her. Ooh, I also love this poster. I'm just gonna zoom in on this poster. That is a cool freaking poster. I love it. Now my only negative of the film is that at a certain point, we have a lot of flashback sequences that kind of interrupts the big final third act chase scene. And though it is helpful info and we need some of it, it feels like a little redundant, and I don't know, it kind of takes me out a little bit. I wish they had taken all the explanation they wanted to put in and just cut it down a little bit to give us the clean images that we need to see and not interrupt the big action as much. When you watch it, I think you'll know what I mean. And at the end of this movie, there is something that I don't typically like, which is an epilogue. I kind of always feel like they're a waste. But this one, which is a very, casual 1 year later situation, is that last bit of scary, gross out, just epicness that I wanted at the end of this movie that I didn't even know I wanted, and I was glad they put it in. And to end off this video, I have a challenge for you, and that is to go watch this movie and see if you can pick out the clear nod to Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's in there. I'm assuming it was intentional, and if it wasn't, I'm just gonna be shocked. But go watch it, find it, come back, and comment it, and I'll tell you if you got it right. But that's it, people. Impetigore is streaming on Shudder right now. I will link it down in the description for you, and I hope you'll check it out because I really liked it. And also, if you've seen Satan's Slaves, let me know what you thought of that one down below as well, because that is next on my viewing list. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up because it really does help my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice scream. Bye.